Krishna Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from the 3rd chapter, verse number 21. Does anyone know that verse? Off by heart in Sanskrit? Any takers?
Sorry, which text did you say?
321. Yeah. I'll read it out. Yad yad acharati shreshtas tad tadavet tarojana na yat pramanam kurute lokas tam adanavartate. I shall read it, the English translation. Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow, and whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. Now I'm going to take the purport. Srila Prabhupada is going to speak here on that verse. People in general always require a leader who can teach the public by practical behavior. A leader cannot teach the public to stop smoking if he himself smokes. Lord Chaitanya said that a teacher should behave properly before he begins teaching. One who teaches in that way is called Acharya, or the ideal teacher. Therefore, a teacher must follow the principles of Shastra, scripture, to teach the common man. The teacher cannot manufacture rules against the principles of revealed scriptures. The revealed scriptures, like Manu Samhita and similar others, are considered the standard books to be followed by human society. Thus, the leader's teaching should be based on the principles of such standards Shastra. One who desires to improve himself must follow the standard rules as they are practiced by the great teachers. The Srimad Bhagavatam also affirms this, that one should follow in the footsteps of great devotees, and that is the way to progress on the path of spiritual realization. The king, or the executive head of state, or the father, or the school teacher, are all considered to be natural leaders of the innocent people in general. All such natural leaders have a great responsibility to their dependents. Therefore, they must be conversant with standard books of moral and spiritual codes. Next verse. Na me parhasti kartavyam trishu loke shakinchana nanavapnam. I can't see very well here.
Nanavaptam avattayvayam vrata evacha karmani.
Aye, thank you. O son of Pritha, there is no work prescribed for me within all the 3 planetary systems, nor am I in want of anything, nor have I a need to do or to obtain anything, and yet I am engaged in prescribed duties. Who's speaking here? Krishna speaking, yes. So this is the purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is described in the Vedic literatures as follows.
Tam Ishvaranam Paramam Maheshwaram Tam Devatanam Paranamam Chadevatam Patinam Paramam Parastad Vidama Devam Bhuvaneshvam Idyam.
I can do the next one actually. Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate natat cha vyadikastra dishyate purasya shaktir vividaiva shuyate svabhaviki jnana bala kriyacha. I knew that one actually. That's how I could read it. The Supreme Lord, I think this is very interesting. This is a description. Wouldn't everyone like to know who is God and what he does? Wouldn't that be nice? It'd be nice to know that. This is a very good description to explain who he is and what he does. The Supreme Lord is the controller of all other controllers. And he is the greatest of all the diverse planetary leaders. Everyone is under his control. All entities are delegated with particular power only by the Supreme Lord, and they are not supreme themselves. He is the worshipable. He is also worshipable by all demigods, and is the supreme director of all directors. Therefore, he is transcendental to all kinds of material leaders and controllers, and is worshipable by all. There is no one greater than him, and he is the supreme cause of all causes. So that's a good start anyway to describe who God is. You know, we should go out and tell everybody out in the street there we have the answer, and ask them to come in. But the second part is even more powerful actually. Are everyone listening? The second part is really, really powerful. He does not possess a bodily form like that of an ordinary living entity. Okay? There is no difference between his body and his soul. He is absolute. All his senses are transcendental. And any one of his senses can perform the action of any other sense. Therefore, no one is greater than him or equal to him. His potencies are multifarious, and thus, and this is the line that really gets me, and thus his deeds are automatically performed as a natural sequence, as the Shvetashvatara Upanishad 6, 7 to 8. I'll finish it off now and come back to why I say that's really powerful. Since everything is in full opulence in the Supreme Personality and is existing in full truth, there is no duty for the Supreme Personality of Godhead to perform. One who must receive the results of work has some designated duty, but one who has nothing to achieve within the three planetary systems certainly has no duty. And yet Lord Krishna is engaged in the battlefield of Kurukshetra as the leader of the Kshatriyas, because the Kshatriyas are duty bound to give protection to the distressed. Although he is above all the regulations of the revealed scriptures, he does not do anything that violates the revealed scriptures. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. One of the reasons why that verse really kind of makes it, or does it for me, is the fact that the Supreme is just automatically, everything is going on by his will. You know, even on a gross level, which we can actually see, the sky is just, you know, it's going to get dark quite soon. The sun is there. The earth is revolving around the sun. We can see that there's day and night. This is all happening, and it's just happening automatically. Our digestion is generally working automatically. You know, these are some ways in which we can see things that are happening automatically. But yet, you know, if we want to get up in the morning time, we have to set an alarm. We have to really make a big endeavour just to make sure we're up on time so that we can do our morning duties. Things don't happen, like if, for instance, if I want 100 people to come into this room and I want them all to sit down attentively and listen to this wonderful talk on Bhagavad Gita. There's only six amazing souls who are here doing that out of their own volition, nothing to do with me. You know, I can't make these things happen. You know, so but Krishna, it's not that he even has to make things happen. They're just happening because of his will. That's everything is, and that's why we can see that we're subordinate. We're subordinate to a greater force. So that greater force happens to speak in the Bhagavad Gita to us, and he kind of tells us about himself, because we're so used to what's going in our own mind, how things work, or what somebody else does, or what somebody else tells us. We're kind of so used to that, and we kind of find, well, we can find flaws easily in ourselves, and we can, if we're critical enough, we can find flaws in everybody else as well. But that's not the way that we approach God. So God is already God without us thinking about him. God's already, Krishna's already there, and so many things are happening that we're not even aware of. I heard a really good example recently, and one of the devotees, he's a teacher, and there was a little ant crawling on his arm, and he was looking at the ant, and then he was saying, I wonder who has a better understanding about that arm, me or the ant. So the ant has maybe a great understanding of what's happening on the arm there, but he doesn't know that there's a person who has an arm. He doesn't know that the person is thinking and has so many other activities in their life. But the ant thinks that this little hair on the arm is the be all and end all. Everything is happening there for that person. So we're a little bit like that when it comes to Krishna. Actually, the person who used the example used it in the context of the scientific understanding of reality, in the context of science. Science is able to study a very small part of the whole cosmic manifestation, and is able to make a whole big kind of conclusions about it. But in fact, science does if you're a scientist and you say, well, I think God thinks like this, you'll probably be thrown out of the university or something, You're not allowed to bring in higher beings, higher forces, or whatever. It's just not. But that's actually the way it is, and science is considered to be so great in this world. Everyone worships the science, the new high priests. Yes, we will cure this for you. Yes, we have the great new vaccine which will solve all your problems. Yes, if you come and study us, we will make a better world situation. But that doesn't happen. It's just their science is totally inadequate, because it doesn't take into consideration much higher forces that are going on in the world. But that is what metaphysics does, or that's what spiritual science does. That gives us a greater understanding of the full picture. It gives us the full picture of what happens. So that what Krishna is trying to do, Krishna has in one sense he's got so many competitors. You have so many people. There's the telling us what to do. You've got the capitalists trying to sell us something. You've got some other people trying to indoctrinate us with some other ideas. But Krishna has got all these competitors there. And so he's trying to tell in books like Bhagavad Gita how we can see beyond the kind of the ant-like vision, which is so much there in the material world, and which we are accustomed to. We're accustomed to this type of vision. And Krishna is trying to tell us about a much greater vision. So it takes him sometimes a long time for that to get through. So our process to try to understand this, to try to understand more, is sadhana bhakti. It's the practice of rules and regulations, so that we can get a regulated view of the world, so we can live in a regulated way. That generally is another, unless that's taught from the very beginning of life, the tendency, especially in the Western world, is that no, you can just do whatever you like. Just do whatever you want. You can. The word, you're free. You're free. Everyone is free. That's what's trained. That's what people are taught about. In the ancient tradition, in the gurukuls and so on, it was a different thing. You were taught to control your mind and control your senses from the very beginning. And that was given the great, that gives you a proper vision then in the future. So if you can maintain that all the way up through your life, and in fact the society was set up in that way, so that people could actually see God, you know. That's the way it was set up. And even in some of the Christian traditions, I'm sure I am not familiar with so much of the Islam tradition or Judaism, but I am to some degree with Christian tradition. That was what was also trained, but not necessarily always followed. Not followed much now at all, as far as I can see. But that's the system that Srila Prabhupada wanted for us to reintroduce, and that's what Krishna is reintroducing. He's reintroducing it 5,000 years ago because the science it got lost. So, and it's particularly powerful now because, you know, we're talking about trying to follow at Yajja Jacharati Shrestas Tadaveto Jana. Means that whatever a great person does, common men follow. So now Krishna's just telling us in this verse that I do that as well, you know, and I am acting in this way so that everyone can follow as well. Because if I didn't act properly, everyone else would follow my example. So Krishna, this is the whole kind of point that Krishna is getting across here. He wants us to really take that into consideration, that we should try to follow persons who are qualified. And there's something else which we should try to do. Anyone guess what that other thing we should try to do? Anyone guess? You can make a mistake. Chanting. That's always a good answer.
What would Krishna do?
Krishna's...
Ask yourself what would Krishna do? What would Arjuna
Oh, you could
do?
ask yourself what Krishna... Is that what you mean? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, no, that's good. I have another thing that I want to get at though. Something else. So we're trying to find out, you know, try to act based on what Krishna is asking us to do. But we should follow, in other words, we should follow, you know, leaders, people who are leaders, but we should become leaders ourselves. We should become examples ourselves. That's very, very important. That's how, you know, the spiritual science, you know, spreads, and that's like a society. We've got the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, but Prabhupada wanted us to Krishna wants us to infiltrate, in that sense, the larger society. Infiltrate is probably not a great word, but Krishna wants this message so that everybody's given a chance, that they can learn how to regulate their lives, and they can see examples of that. That's why the association of devotees is very important, that you associate with people who are advancing in spiritual knowledge. And I heard a very good example of why that's important, because on our own, sometimes it's difficult. But in the association of devotees, if there's people who are actually advanced, while we're in their company, we can, just in their company, we become advanced, and we get an experience then of what it is like, so that we also then advance as well. So the association of devotee keeps everybody up. It keeps us all in the right frame of mind to make advancement in spiritual life. And there's another reason why, there's several reasons why that's important. But one of the stages after the association of devotees is called Anartha Nivriti. Has anybody heard of that stage? Anartha Nivriti? Anartha Nivriti, have you heard of that? Yeah. Anartha Nivriti means that we're getting rid of unwanted things that are inside us as people. And unfortunately I have to let everybody know that there are a lot of unwanted things in all of our hearts. They're deep down, that have taken rest there and are almost lodged there. And it is difficult to uproot them. And the only way that we can do that is through spiritual life, following a spiritual process, you know. That is the only way that we can actually do that. But, okay, they're there because they've made a deep impression on us from either through habitual activity. Did anyone ever hear of propaganda? Propaganda wars, right? Propaganda is like somebody's trying to get a message, a heavy message into us, you know, and eventually people end up like, oh, okay, you know. So that it creates a very deep samskara. Samskara is called it's a very deep impression, and the whole Vedic society had what was called creating positive samskaras in our being, like whether it is Garbhadan samskaras from the very beginning, a samskara where even as a child, you know, we are giving very good impressions from the very beginning of how to live. Actually, even before we have children, the Garbhadan samskara is whereby the man and the woman are in a very spiritual frame of mind, and then before they beget a child, they undergo the Garbhadan samskara, or they chant, for instance. They will clear their minds so that they're only thinking of the spiritual. Now, is that done very much anymore? Would you say? I don't think so. You know, and the result of that is that you have what's called unwanted progeny, unwanted children. You know, it was a mistake. Oh yeah, you know, we didn't mean to, but you know, and even worse still is that when there's killing of the mistake, which is creating huge karma. You know, but the reason that I'm talking about these things, that there's unwanted samskaras in us, but the whole Vedic society is trying to replant with positive samskaras. You know, in other words, that we want to live our life in a very positive way, so that we will go back to the spiritual world at the end. So that's what we're doing here today, folks. We're trying to create a whole lot of positive samskaras, so that at the point of death, we will make the right choice and we will go back to the spiritual dimension. And that's what spreading Krishna consciousness means as well. You know, that we're trying to, because God only knows all the different samskaras that are out there. You know, that's why it's very important to give out these spiritual books as well, so that people will be able to, you know, take Prabhupada in their home and actually study. It is such an important thing. But we have to have also classes on this as well, and discussions, because just the books on their own, you know, there's some potency, no doubt about it, it's like they're deities, but we need to discuss it regularly. We really need to discuss it so that we can get, you know, powerful realizations from everybody.
I have a question about it,
Yeah.
because sometimes when we are listening from someone his knowledge,
Yeah.
and they have different opinion with, for example, with Prabhupada, and how we should act in this way. For example, I have this knowledge, like some who was telling the lecture, but I heard the opposite, almost opposite thing from Prabhupada's lecture. How we should react to this? Should we say this
Not during the lecture, anyways.
Not during the
Yeah, that's kind of an etiquette, but definitely you should approach the person afterwards and in a very humble way. You know, just say, well, it seems like that this is this way, and then it seems like something else. Because sometimes we might not absolutely understand the complete context, especially because context is. I heard one devotee say, context is everything. Some person may say something in one context, and then in another context, Prabhupada himself would sometimes in one context say something, and then in another stance he would say something else. That was particularly one time it was so there was two devotees, two sannyasis came into him one time. He was in India, and he was asked. One sannyasi said, "Prabhupada, I want to travel, because the sannyasi should travel." He said, "No, you have to stay here. You have to stay in this place and not move. This is exactly what I'm required for you at the moment. This is what you should do." And then, literally, the next person he saw was another sannyasi, and he said, "Sannyasis have to travel everywhere. You should go here, and you should do this, and you should do that." So, the context is important, and if the person who's giving the class maybe has said something which is seemingly opposite to what Srila Prabhupada said, if the person is, we'll say, seemingly in good standard, you should, just accept it, but then question afterwards, because you could actually unleash a very important meaning which you may not have been getting or may not have been spoken about, and it could enlighten more people in as well. So that is also very, very important to question. That's why I'm saying that the discussions should be there, because so that there is important question. That was a very good question as well. Yeah, and we'll have to discuss what that was. And I hope it wasn't me. That was good. But yeah, oh, definitely. Any other comments? Anyone else would like to add anything? Say anything? Okay.
Just to add, like in Hindu tradition, like we have total 16 sanskars, as you mentioned.
Okay.
So out of 16, 4 is like before the birth.
Okay.
Yeah, and 11 is like during the lifetime, and 1 is the antyeshti, which is after the death. So these are like total 16 sanskar we have in the Hindu traditions.
That's very good.
And first one is, which you mentioned, like.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. No, the society, this society itself was so geared up to try to help everybody to make progress in spiritual life. Yeah, it's a very advanced science. It is a science basically. So it's a very advanced science that was created, and the one now with Lord Chaitanya, and we've heard in the last few weeks over and over again, because there was a verse about acting in Krishna consciousness. Do you remember that? It was Yad Yartat Kamano Yatra Lokoyam Karmabandhana. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work causes bondage in this world. So the whole idea was that we have to perform yogya, so that we're not becoming entangled in this world. But there was 2 types of yogya that Prabhupada specifically mentioned. Can anyone remember what those 2 were? This is kind of an easy one. Was it? Karma yoga in a sense, yeah. But to do things for Krishna. Yeah, that's what Krishna was saying. Yeah, to do things for Krishna. Correct. Yeah. But Prabhupada in the purport was making the point though that and this is where your previous answer would have been correct. Chanting Hare Krishna, that this is the main yogya for this age, because there's so many yogyas that were there, but it's so difficult to perform them now. So it's so nice to see these bead bags going, with the chanting going on. That is exactly what the yogya is. And there was one other one. Can anyone remember? Prabhupada.
Service design.
Distribution. No.
Well, yeah, I'll come to that as well. Yeah. What is it?
Like servicing the Lord.
Yeah, that's distribution and service. Yeah. Yeah.
Self-Islam.
Yes, thank you, Sam. Yeah, do something yourself and then do for others as well. But the other thing he said was prasadam. Prasadam. It was just in these particular verses, work done as a sacrifice of Vishnu has to be performed. And so they were talking about the different sacrifices. But Prabhupada in 5 of the 6 purports talked about chanting Hare Krishna and eating prasadam, sanctified foodstuffs. Eating prasadam. and of course sharing with others. I'm going to read the next verse actually, so that we can move on, and then we can take another question after I read this. Okay, here's Krishna speaking. For if ever I failed to engage in carefully performing prescribed duties, O Partha, certainly all men would follow my path. This is 23. Purport. In order to keep the balance of social tranquility for progress in spiritual life, there are traditional family usages meant for every civilized man. Although such rules and regulations are for the conditioned souls and not Lord Krishna, because he descended to establish the principles of religion, he followed the prescribed rules. Otherwise, common men would follow in his footsteps, because he is the greatest authority. From the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is understood that Lord Krishna was performing all religious duties at home and out of home as required of a householder. So Krishna was just acting in that way. Krishna took a spiritual master. You know, does Krishna need a spiritual master? But he took one because he wanted everyone else to follow properly. So likewise as a householder, he acted in such a way. So Krishna is feeling responsible here. And let's see the next text. I'm not going to read the Sanskrit. If I did not perform prescribed duties, all these worlds would be put to ruination. I would be the cause of creating unwanted population, and I would thereby destroy the peace of all living beings. This is Krishna talking. It's quite amazing. Varna Shankara, this is probably the purport, is unwanted population which disturbs the peace of general society. In order to check this social disturbance, there are prescribed rules and regulations by which the population can automatically become peaceful and organized for spiritual progress in life. When Lord Krishna descends, naturally he deals with such rules and regulations in order to maintain the prestige and necessity of such important performances. The Lord is the father of all living entities, and if the living entities are misguided, indirectly the responsibility goes to the Lord. Therefore, whenever there is a general disregard of regulative principles, the Lord himself descends and corrects society. Anyone know what verse that is in Sanskrit? Can anyone know? Yes, Paritranaya sadhanam vinashaya chatuskutam svabhavam yuge. Yeah. So Krishna actually comes down himself and has to correct. So can anyone answer, why does Krishna come down? Why does he want to correct?
Religion.
Yeah, but why?
Show us how we should act.
Yeah, but
It's mercy.
To eliminate the evil and restore.
And to restore, exactly. Yeah, because he comes down because if society was just allowed to continue as it's going on, and if it wasn't corrected, then the whole purpose of this world would be ruined. Because he wants us all to come back to him in that sense. He wants us all to live regulated lives so that we can go back to the spiritual world. He's kind of really into that, you know. That's the whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita. That's all why all the instruction is there. So anytime he actually descends, he's descending for that purpose. And so he's descending as the sound incarnation. There's two sound incarnations. What are they?
Sorry.
There's two sound incarnations. Sorry, I'm speaking.
Om.
Om, but yeah,
Sorry.
yes, Om and they. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, yes. Okay, that's one. But there's another sound incarnation, which is Bhagavatam. Yes. Because Krishna appeared, when Krishna disappeared, after all of this is in he's still speaking here, but after he disappeared, the Bhagavatam, it's the sound incarnation of Krishna. So this is the preliminary for the Bhagavatam. So if we had a chance to meet Krishna tomorrow, would we take it or would we not? Well, we have.
Yeah.
We have to pick up the Bhagavatam every day. It's important. Every day. Because Krishna is appearing in the pages of the Bhagavatam. you know. And we are blessed because we have so many wonderful speakers of the Bhagavatam as well. You know, there's so many real people who studied Bhagavatam for many years. And even Shukadeva Goswami, he's considered that he spoke, his name is Shuka, is a parrot, because if a parrot takes a bite on the fruit, that fruit becomes sweeter. So in the same way, sometimes hearing from Krishna, but hearing the realizations of these devotees, it is so nourishing for us. It actually, it helps us make advancement even better. But we can listen to talks and lectures by these devotees as well. You know, they're talking about the Bhagavatam, but those two incarnations are there. So that's how Krishna is appearing. He says he appears anytime there's a disturbance in society, because he's rectifying it so that we can actually get back on the path again. Okay, sorry, I interrupted the purpose of everything. We should note, however, that although, does everyone know where we are? We're in 24 at the moment. Okay, I'll start at 24 again. If I did not perform prescribed duties, all these words would be put to ruination. I would be the cause of creating unwanted population, and it would thereby destroy the peace of all living beings. Varnashankara is unwanted population which disturbs the peace of the general society. In order to check this social disturbance, there are prescribed rules and regulations by which the population can automatically become peaceful and organized for spiritual progress in life. When Lord Krishna descends, naturally he deals with such rules and regulations in order to maintain the prestige and necessity of such important performances. The Lord is the father of all living entities, and if the living entities are misguided, indirectly the responsibility goes to the Lord. Therefore, whenever there is general disregard of regulative principles, the Lord himself descends and corrects society. We should, however, note carefully that although we have to follow in the footsteps of the Lord, we still have to remember that we cannot imitate him. Following and imitating are not on the same level. We cannot imitate the Lord by lifting Govardhan Hill, as the Lord did in his childhood. It is impossible for any human being. We have to follow his instruction, but we may not imitate him at any time. The Srimad Bhagavatam 10:33, 30-31 affirms, I'll just read the English. One should simply follow the instructions of the Lord and his empowered servants. Their instructions are all good for us, and any intelligent person will perform them as instructed. However, one should guard against trying to imitate their actions. One should not try to drink the ocean of poison in imitation of Lord Shiva. Okay, I'll shut the book there. Does anybody know what that pastime is of Lord Shiva, except in poison? Yeah? Tanuj, do you know what it is? During?
I don't know the English translation to that.
Okay.
The churning of the ocean.
Churning of the ocean, yes. And at the beginning, poison came out, and then Lord Shiva drank that poison. Yeah. The Ishwaras, who are super powerful. Lord Shiva drank poison to the extent of swallowing an ocean. But if any common man tries to drink even a fragment of such poison, he will be killed. There are many pseudo-devotees of Lord Shiva who want to indulge in smoking ganja, that's marijuana, and similar intoxicating drugs, forgetting that by so imitating the acts of Lord Shiva, they are calling death very near. Similarly, okay, close the book here again. What example is Prabhupada going to give here? Similarly with Lord Krishna.
That's like Shiv.
Yes, dancing with the gopis. Yeah, Prabhupada's going to give that example. Like we cannot start to think on that. Here, Prabhupada's going to. Sorry for interrupting you. Just it was good. Similarly, There are some pseudo-devotees of Lord Krishna who prefer to imitate the Lord in his Rasa Leela or dance of love, forgetting their inability to lift Govardhan hill. It is best, therefore, that one not try to imitate the powerful, but simply follow their instructions, nor should one try to occupy their posts without qualification. There are so many, inverted commas, incarnations of God without the power of the Supreme Godhead. And I'm going to go on to the next verse as well. No, I won't actually, because the next two verses are together. Is there any questions, any comments? God, it's really full on. Anyone want to ask anything on that? Krishna is all powerful. He's telling us that he even performs his prescribed duties, and that so therefore we should try to perform our prescribed duties in that way. Okay, the next two verses I can go on to because we've got a few minutes left. Is there any general questions anyone wants to ask?
You can't imitate God by lifting Govardhan Hill.
Yeah.
That's lunacy. How could I lift the hill? Like, but how could I try to imitate him, or how would I be trying to imitate him?
Well, there is a group actually. Well, Prabhupada gives that example of unfortunately people try to imitate God in the Ras Leela or something, you know. So Prabhupada's using this as an example that if we're not able to lift Govardhan hill, then forget about the Ras Leela. Do you know? Yeah. He's kind of giving that as an example.
What other faults do we have? How do we try to imitate God?
Oh yeah, how else are we trying? We're trying to imitate. Can anyone answer that question?
It's wonderful, first of all, to be here, because as you said, what can be more beautiful than to hear about God and how He is talking about Himself. That He is cause of all causes and we try to be control over everything. Oh my God. It's also imitation in this.
Yeah.
Like something crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even the very facts we're in the bodies at the moment, you know, that's us trying to imitate God. Actually, yeah. It's wild, but it's true. It's like because we're Krishna is the supreme Ishvara. He's the supreme controller, and we're kind of like mini Ishvaras. We're kind of trying to control the body here, even you could say, but like we're part of God in that sense. So we have some of the qualities of God, but because we're tiny, we're a tiny part of God. You know, we're overcome by one of God's other energies, which is His material energy, and that material energy then gets us to think that we're God, that we're in good. Because, you know, we're so much. There's different. I'm going to get onto a complex point here, but I just want to say it because it's kind of. It's an enjoyable kind of point that I was listening to today, that the original stage is that we're trying to, like for instance, Buddhism. That Buddhism tries to make us all as though we're empty. We're merged into an emptiness or nothingness. That's how it answers certain questions, and we're all just nothing. This is a general overview. I mean, there's. But actually the Shankarites who came in the 5th, 6th century, their understanding that there is something, but we're all part of it. We're all God. We're all part of this amazing energy. We're all one. We're all one here. Did you not know that? We're all one. And this philosophy is still propounded heavily today. You know, that's how people get around of having to deal with being persons, because being a person sometimes can be a difficult thing, and so the way to get around it is that we're all just one. We're just an illusion now that thinking we're a person, but actually we're all one. So, but it is a stage of God realization actually. It is a stage. It's a preliminary stage. Then the next stage is that it's called the Paramatma realization. Is that we see God in. We understand that God is in everything, you know, and so therefore we see that God is in our life, you know, and we want God to. God, can you do this for me? I want you to do this for me. I want this. Yeah. Can you help me here, God? I need your help. We all need God's help. You know, we need it all the time. But it's called a Paramatma realization in the sense that we still have some desires ourselves. We want God for ourselves because we want something from God, basically. You know, and so it is a stage of God realization. But it's not the actual stage of who we actually are. And the reason I'm saying that is that because we should all be really always trying to perform pure devotional service. Because if we settle for anything less, we'll get less than we settle for, even, you know. So the idea is that in this Bhakti Yoga, is that we want to just only please God, you know, because that is our actual original position, and it is directly opposite to that position that you mentioned there. You know, that we're mini Ishvaras because we're trying to get in there and pretend there's no God and we're only enjoying. You know, that's the mini Ishvara kind of idea. But the actual way that we want it is that we want to be. We understand that God is there, and we just want to serve this Ishvara. And that's where devotional service comes in, Bhakti Yoga, or Karma Yoga first, and then Bhakti Yoga more, is that we only want to do things for Krishna. That's our constitutional position. That's our position of complete happiness, complete contentment, complete peace. And that's what Krishna, when he appears, what he's trying to do. He's trying to bring that peacefulness so that all of us, and so that the whole society can live in peace. And it's totally counterintuitive, you know. The idea is think, oh, I want to be happy because I want this, I want this. No, but the way to actually be happy is to get a picture, is to find out more about who God is. And we very mercifully have a great process of doing that, which is devotional service. And even if we don't realize we're doing it for God, we can do it for the great acharyas who are the servants of God. And we can perform devotional service, and which is one of the reasons why we have the temples in that sense, so that we can all come and do activities which are pleasing to God. We're doing it selflessly. We're not doing it for ourselves. And then if we get in the fire of devotional service, that's where we want to be. We want to get into the fire of devotional service. Yeah.
Honestly, I did it for myself. I wanted to go home, but I like, no, you're just around the corner of the temple. So I did it for myself. Where is for myself? I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Because the mind is kind of wants us to stay here almost, you know. Or the material energy is so heavy, and the energy is there to try to get us not to perform devotional service, you know. But this is why in Bhakti Yoga we're given the method whereby we can control the mind and control the senses. And this is what Krishna is teaching us, that we're not influenced by the material world. The material world is the third energy. We're the marginal energy. We can have a tendency to be covered by the marginal energy, but if we're strong enough, the marginal energy can go away and we can be in the superior energy as servant of Krishna. You know, so that's what all this is about, you know, the kind of training, just to get that taste for spiritual life and to love God. Thank you so much for the question. And thank you so much, everyone, for listening. It was very, very nice. You know, sometimes I think that we should have longer time, or more time just to discuss, because it only starts getting going and then we have to put, but at least it's getting into something even better, which is chanting. So, Krishna Bhagavat Mahaprashadam Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So, Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaura Bhakti Vichaya Nirvishesha Samyamani Chitata Vishatana Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama, Hare
I have to go in 15 minutes.
Hare
Hare One more time, together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Jaya Lakshmi